It is hard to believe, but Lord Shiva himself once went into hiding. He hid from his own disciple, Shani. Shani is the planet Saturn, the god who moves slowly and forgets nothing. He was born to Surya Dev, the sun god. He is the only god who hands out no boons. He hands out exactly what we deserve. So why did Mahadev, his own guru, go into hiding from him? Here is how the story goes. It begins with Shani's birth. Shani was born to Surya, the sun god, and Chhaya, a shadow given a woman's form. When the newborn opened his eyes for the first time, his gaze landed on his own father, and the sun went dark. One look from an infant, and the light of the world dimmed like a lamp running out of oil. Surya recoiled from his own son, and the boy grew up carrying a power no weapon can answer. Whatever falls under his gaze must bend to its weight. You would expect the gods to destroy a child like that. Instead, tradition holds, Shiva gave that gaze a job. He made Shani the judge of karma, the officer who delivers to every being on an exact schedule exactly what its own actions have earned. This was not cruelty. This was accounting. The story you are about to hear is the story of a god hiding from the very judge he appointed. One day, Shani climbed to Kailash, the ice mountain where Shiva lives, and bowed low. "My lord," said Shani, "from this moment, my gaze will rest on you for 7.5 ghatis, 3 of your hours." This was not an attack. It was notice, polite as a court summons. Even the destroyer of worlds has a turn on the docket. Shiva, the poison drinker, the fire at the end of time, looked at the small, dark, patient god before him and decided to skip the appointment. The tellers differ on his hiding place. Some say he sank beneath deep water and waited in the dark. Some say he took the body of an elephant and stood hidden inside a herd, one grey shape among many. Either way, picture the scene. Shiva, the god who dances on cremation grounds, is checking the sky. The Lord of the universe is folded into a borrowed shape, holding his breath, counting the minutes. 3 cramped, silent hours crawled past him. When the span ended, Shiva stepped out, took back his own form, and laughed with relief. He climbed back up to Kailash and found Shani waiting exactly where he had left him, calm and patient as stone. "Your gaze never touched me," said Shiva. "Your hours came and went, and I felt nothing." Shani did not argue. He asked only one question. "My lord," said Shani, "you once drank poison without blinking. What power made you, spend 3 hours hiding, small and afraid, in a body not your own?" Silence covered the mountain. Shiva had no answer. So Shani gave it to him. That was my gaze. Shani had never needed to catch him. The dread, the shrinking, the cramped waiting in the dark, that was Saturn's influence, delivered in full, right on schedule. The dodge was the sentence. Shiva did not escape his 3 hours. He served them in hiding. This story comes from a little devotional book called the Shani Mahatmya. Families in Maharashtra still recite it when Saturn sits heavy over their birth moon. That stretch lasts 7.5 years. They call it Sade Sati. 7.5 ghatis for a god, 7.5 years for a household. The same gaze at the scale of a human life. So when Sade Sati begins, the families who know this story do not barricade themselves. They read it aloud, Saturday after Saturday, and pour oil over Shani's image, calling the slow planet by name, not to shorten the years, but to stop spending them in hiding. To this day, in the village of Shani Shingapur in Maharashtra, Shani stands as a bare black stone on an open platform. No temple roof, no walls, nothing between him and the sky. The old houses of that village were built without a single door.